Hi everyone, today I'm going to have great fun colouring in this jelly. Now this is from Johanna Basford's Worlds of Wonder. Now this page has all sorts of delicious lovely treats on, and I thought I would start with this jelly. I've just been looking at this picture thinking how fun it looks to do, and with its little wobbles and everything. So I'm going to start with the top because we've got a little circular thing on the top. Now I'm thinking that's a cherry. So I'm going to grab, I'm using my Faber Castell Polychromos today just because that's what I happen to have with me down here. So I'm going to use the Madder, which is number 142, because it's a sort of pinky red colour. Now with the jelly, we've got these little lines on the top of each section, which I think are the shine on the jelly. So when I've completed it, I'm going to be covering those with some white gel pen. So I need to think about the shine on the cherry as well. So these are all on the top as if the light's sort of, I'm not sure really. So I'm going to do this in the same way. So I'm going to cover a little bit just all over. And then I'm going to think where I want it darker, it's going to be near the bottom. There's going to be more shadow here where it hits the jelly. So I'm just going to put a few more layers of colour down here at the base. But it's still got a nice intense amount of colour. So when we put our gel pen on there, it's going to work nicely. Now I need to think about the other colours of the jelly. Now I quite like to do red, but I don't want to do the whole thing the same colour because I think that could be a little bit, I don't know, say boring, I don't know. And I'm wondering about these little circles. Are these cherries or are they blobs of cream? I think it'll be easier to make them cherries because cream is white, so it's quite difficult to do. But to make it look like, or else it might just look like I haven't bothered to colour the page. So I'm going to do all these the same. Now the reason I'm doing this first is because I'm so tempted to do a red jelly, but I need to make sure that if it's next to this red, it's not going to look right. So we need to, I think we'll do a layered jelly with different colours. So with these I'm doing the same sort of thing as I did with the one on the top. So I'm making it darker at the bottom, but still putting on plenty of colour. And I will, as I say, get on it with the gel pen when I'm done, and I'll show you how to make them look shiny. I mean, you might think these are chocolate buttons, marshmallows, sweeties of all different colours. I don't know. Obviously, it's up to you. But I don't know why. I think it's, to me, it's cherry. And of course, I'm doing them all the same colour, which makes it much quicker and easier for me than keep trying to decide on colours and keep swapping and changing. Now I'm thinking about jelly colours. Now this one, I think we could do a red, orange, green jelly. I think could be quite fun. A sort of lime and orange and strawberry maybe. So I'm going to do my green layer at the bottom. Now choosing the colour is quite important. I don't want a green that looks like this, which is quite milky in colour. I want something that looks like it's more see-through, like it could almost be gem-like. So I'm going to go for the emerald green. I think that's is that the right one? Yes. I think that's going to give a better impression of a see-through item. And with this jelly, I'm going to colour it in the same way that I did with the cherries, in that it's going to be darker at the bottom and a bit lighter towards the top. But I'm not going to leave any white paper because we're using the gel pen to give the reflection and shine. So I'm doing more layers at the bottom and less at the top. But as I say, I do want to cover the whole thing. You could go for a slightly darker shade of green. I'm looking at this, it's quite light. And one of the phthalo greens, more of a, I would always go for the more bluey greens. So if you haven't got polys, if you've got prismas, the dark green would be a bit too dark. But I'm trying to think what you've got. Not sure. As I say, anything that's a bit more bluey, but not something that's milky. So definitely not your sort of sage green, celadon green, those sorts of ones, no. So, as I say, anything like this emerald, for phthalo green, sorry, oh dear, that sort of thing. I think this looks quite tasty. I must say I'm not a big fan of jelly. I don't eat a lot of sweet treats at all. It's quite fun colouring them, but I just hope it doesn't make me want to go and make a jelly, because I do have a little rabbit jelly mould, which is quite fun. It's very 1970s, I'm guessing. I bought it when my boys were little for a sort of birthday treat, and I remember my mum used to do it for me. So she'd do a bunny jelly, maybe in orange or strawberry, and then she would do some lime jelly, like grass, because she would chop it up into little pieces and surround the bunny with the green jelly to make it look like it was sitting on grass. It's lovely and cute. I'm just darkening these up a little bit. I want to make sure the tops are dark enough so that when I put the gel pen on top, it will show up. There we go. Oh, now next layer is going to be red. I need to pick a red that's a bit different to the red I've already picked. Now that was a more yeah, I think this one will do. This is the, I don't know if this is the deep Scarlet Red or the Scarlet Red, I'm just looking it up. Yeah, this is the deep Scarlet Red. Sorry, holding it out of shot was really useful for you, wasn't it? So we're going in again, heavier and more layers at the bottom and a bit lighter towards the top. And you can see it's a different red. Want something that just looks a little bit different. I saw somebody's version of this picture the other day and I thought they'd actually drawn on the little wobble lines, but obviously they're there. I thought it was a really clever idea, and then I realised it was Johanna's idea. But of course, she knows what she's doing. So again, a bit darker at the bottom, lighter at the top. We might want to give the impression actually that this is overlapping. It almost looks like this is sitting inside that one. I'm just going to sharpen a bit, and then I can get a more precise and darker layer down there, just around this edge, and then just tidy it up here. Just smooth it out a little bit. Light layer. Now at the top, of course, here you could make that a cream layer, you could make it even a pinky blancmange layer, which I'm tempted to do, like so it would look more milky, or orange. But I'm thinking orange is going to clash, so I'm going to go for a milky blancmange layer. Now I haven't got out my larger pink yet, it's upstairs. This is the Pink Madder Lake. He's quite cute, isn't he? But I could really do with replacing him. So I think he looks very blancmange-like. I do like blancmange and cold custard. Lovely. But no, I don't have it. Doesn't really suit me, lots of sugary stuff. There we go. I think that's quite fun. So that's that, and we're going to do the stand. Now I want the stand to look quite glassy, but getting a glass effect is quite difficult, so I thought I would show you. Now I would either go with a grey or a blue to do the glass. So this is the I think this is the sky blue. Yeah, that's the sky blue, and this is Cold Grey 3. So one of those two, I think. I'm going to go for the blue, and I'm also going to think about how to leave some white to make it look more glassy, but also we can use our gel pen to help. So I'm going to just start filling in the bottom, and we want there'll be more colour here at the stem. And you notice I've just not gone all the way to the edge. I don't know how well you can see that. And for the stand, it's going to be quite dark under here, where the sort of plate part is shading it. Now those circular bits, I'm going to leave them empty. I'm going to sort of assume they're see-through, that there's nothing there, you know. And then this bit's going to be darker underneath the cherries. But we might fade it a little bit on the edges, because we haven't really got light coming from one direction or the other. And this actually doesn't look very glassy, it looks quite blue at the minute. Oops, I just dropped my pencil, but I might grab my white. This is my Caran white Luminance. I find it's better than most other whites. And I'm going to use it on this end to fade out that blue a bit on each side. And the same here, and down the stem a little bit. And also it's quite useful for fading out the black line, because it's glass, it's not going to have such a defined black line, so I'm just going to fade it out with the white colour on top. Can you see that's fading a little bit? I don't know how easy that's being picked up with the camera. You can do this, I have done this with the Polychromos white and even a Ergosoft white, but I find this white easier to use. So I think that gives more of a glassy effect, because we haven't got that really dark black line around the edge of it. And now I'm going to grab my gel pen, my Gellyroll. I found out yesterday that Sakura means cherry blossom. It's really pretty. Now this is the nib size 10, which is quite a big one. It flows really easily, but it's might be a bit big for what I want. But it's the only one I've got here, so I'm just going to have to go for it. So I'm going to go over Johanna's lines. But as you can see, I added an extra one to the cherry, because I want that one to be shiny too. Making a bit of a scratchy noise now. I'm just going to put a little dot on these because they're quite small. If I try and do a line with this big nib, it's not going to work. And I might just put a few lines on the edges of this. They won't show up very much, but they'll just be there as a little indication. So there's our jelly. That was good fun. I really enjoyed doing that. And there's quite a short little video, but I'm not going to do another item, or else I might feel like I need to rush it. So I'm going to leave it there, and so that's me. So thank you very much for watching. Do remember to click the subscribe button if you want to get a notification when my next video comes out. And thank you for watching. Happy colouring.